I'm Rita Chesney, and I'm a certified nurse midwife, and I'm the director at the Midwife Group Women's Health and Birth Center. Didn't really even know what a midwife was until I met one once when I was in Kansas, and it was a male midwife. And I thought, well, that's wicked cool. I like that. Fast forward several years later, and I was at Bethesda. I was in the Army, so I was stationed at Bethesda, and I met a couple more midwives, and I knew I needed to go to graduate school. The intent was actually to start going for clinical nurse specialist, and they took that major away at school, and they said, well, you can go to school with the midwives, and we'll give you a clinical nurse specialist out of this. So I went home and just said, all right, cool, I'll just go to classes with the midwives. And then it dawned on me, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm gonna go and sit in all the classes that the midwives are gonna be in, but I don't get to be one? So that's how I fell into it. And I left with actually a clinical nurse specialist and the midwifery degree. So I spent 5 years at Fort Stewart, and then retired from the Army, and was looking for a job anywhere. I sent literally a resume to every practice in a 50-mile radius, and nobody wanted to do anything to do with a midwife. And in fact, one of the physicians at a hospital, I met him by chance. He said, oh, the only place you'll ever get a job is at the birth center, because we don't need midwives around here. I got an email out of the blue while I was still active duty from a midwife named Jill, and she said, a little birdie told me that you're going to be retiring. I just knew that there was something different was happening over here, and people were happy with it. So Jill had kind of recruited me, and I came here, and almost reluctantly, because I didn't really know anything about out-of-hospital births. And the first time I saw one, that was it. I just stopped and thought, my gosh, what have I been doing all these years? What have I been missing? And you get to a point where you're like, okay, another baby. But this was, you're just working so hard, and it's so intimate, and it's such a different environment. And the care that these moms are receiving, the whole family receives care. And I was hooked at that point. I definitely have had days where it's very, very hard work, but it's always rewarding. And they say if you get a job that you love, you don't really have to go to work.